What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. Today I wanted to do a Jordan Travis film study because the quarterback position is a position of need for us in the draft, and I think this is an option we can definitely consider if we can't get a quarterback in the first round. Jordan Travis is 6'1", 212 pounds, threw for over 2,700 passing yards, had 20 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. He only played in 11 games before a season-ending injury on his left ankle that was pretty gruesome. But there's no doubt that Jordan Travis is an interesting prospect, and I definitely wanted to jump into the film today, just kind of see what he possesses as a player and whether or not he could be a good fit for the Las Vegas Raiders. So without further ado, let's jump right into the tape. Here we are going to start off with a play action pass that gets him moving to his left, so he does show that athleticism and ability to throw on the move, but here he has got to just have much better execution on this throw right here. He throws this slightly behind his wide receiver, making his way to the sideline, and he throws it slightly high as well. This should have been an easy completion, but it results in an incomplete one. On the next play though, the accuracy gets a little better. They get the wide receiver on a motion. LSU shows man-to-man coverage. His wide receiver at the top of the screen is going to get open on this slant, and he throws this a little low, which makes the catch a little more difficult for his wide receiver, but at the same time it makes it nearly impossible for the defensive back to make a play on the ball. But this time he's able to connect for a first down. Here we got Jordan Travis under center, and they're going to try a deep pass off the play action. He gets pretty good blocking up front, a clean pocket, and he's going to get his wide receiver number 4 open along the sideline. And this isn't the easiest throw to make. It is about 20 yards out from the opposite hash, but you got to make these throws to the next level. This pass is thrown a little late. I would like to see quicker anticipation here, but the pass itself is thrown behind. The football came out a little wobbly out of his hands as well. This would have been a very impressive play if he could have got it to his man, but he's got to improve on this. Here this is ultimately an incomplete pass, but I like his use of his legs on this rep, and it just showcases the ability to improvise when he has to. The pocket begins to break down. He has the ability to move outside, and what I love here is his ability to keep his eyes down the field, and really he throws a great pass along the sideline, hits his wide receiver in the hands, but the LSU defensive back was able to break it up at the last minute. But I definitely like seeing my quarterback have this tool in his arsenal, being able to use his legs and keeping his eyes down the field. Nice stuff. Once again, he's going to show the ability to escape from pressure when the pocket breaks down. He moves one way, then to the other, and once again keeps his eyes down the field and finds the wide open man for an easy first down. Here this is just a good, simple, accurate throw on the in-breaking route. He hits him right in the hands, hits him right in stride, which allows his guy the opportunity to get some yards after the catch, and ultimately he's able to take this to the house for a touchdown. Here I like his ability to scan the field, go through his progressions, goes from one side to the other, stays patient in the pocket, and then just with his mere threat as a runner, he forces the linebacker here to respect that, and it eventually opens up the wide receiver across the middle and he hits him. Good stuff. Here Florida State is going to try a quick wide receiver screen, but the blitzing linebacker right here is going to help destroy the play as he gets a free rush on Jordan Travis, which completely kills and disrupts the timing of this play. It forces him to avoid the pressure, and by the time he gets this throw off, the cornerback has beat the screen and he has that wide out completely covered, which leads to an interception. Really, I think Jordan Travis did a good job avoiding the rush, but ideally he should have just slid down and accepted the sack or tried to intentionally throw this to the turf for an incomplete pass. An unfortunate play by him and just a great play by the LSU defense as well. Here we got FSU backed up and the pressure is going to get there off the right hand side. And I do like how Travis is able to recognize this and does a good job moving and sliding his feet to the left to buy himself as much time, keeping his eyes down the field. But he really makes a terrible decision by throwing this pass. Nobody was open down the field and he sort of panics, and he's just very lucky this did not result in an interception with great field position. Really, he should have just thrown this pass out of bounds and moved on to the next play, but he is very lucky it did not result in a pick. Here he shows the ability to use his legs as a runner when nothing is open down the field. He's able to scramble for about 12 yards, and he does a smart thing by sliding down to avoid a big hit. Nice stuff. Once again, we got really good accuracy throwing across the middle. He is able to hit his wide receiver at the top of the screen on this in-breaking route, hits him right in the hands and in stride, which helps him get some yards after the catch. 3rd and 6 here for Florida State, and this is going to be very unfortunate because as we see this play develop, his wide receiver number 14 was wide open underneath, but unfortunately his left guard gets killed on this rep. So this forces Travis to have to escape the pocket, use his legs, hits the sideline, and then what I love, he keeps his eyes down the field. He finds a wide open wide receiver and he throws it to him, and he just flat out drops this pass. He has to make that catch. It was definitely an unfortunate series of events on this play, but overall I like what I saw from Jordan Travis here on this play. Another great play here from Jordan Travis. LSU is going to run a cover 3 zone, and Travis does a good job going through his progressions. He finds his man number 1 wide open between the 2 linebackers, hits him right on target, and really if we pay attention to his overall delivery from inside the pocket in this view, it just looks really good. He has a good wide base with his feet, just overall good footwork, and the throwing motion looks really good on this play. Impressive stuff right here. Here he shows he can also put his head down, run under center, and convert on this short yardage quarterback sneak. I definitely think it's a plus when a quarterback can do this. Here we get empty set, and he immediately sees a matchup he likes and he just throws it that way. Now he did also have number 7 open underneath, but he had great ball placement on this throw towards the end zone, and he gives his guy a great chance to come down with this catch, and ultimately he gets a touchdown pass. So I can't really criticize the decision making because it resulted in a touchdown, and that's what we're always looking for as an offense. But if this was an incomplete pass, some probably would have criticized him for not taking the safer throw underneath. So there's definitely multiple different ways you can look at it and analyze this rep, but I'm very impressed by the throw. Here we got him dropping back once again, and he takes a deep shot to his guy at the top of the screen, and the ball placement was very good here. Gives this guy a great chance of coming down with the grab, and now you could also argue that he had number 14 wide open underneath if he just waited a little bit longer. But then again, I do like my quarterbacks to be aggressive and take deep shots, especially when the opportunity presents itself and they see a matchup they like, and it worked out perfectly for him in this one. Here he does a good job recognizing the all-out blitz he gets from the LSU defense, and he wasted 0 time getting this pass off to his hot route, which then turns into a huge gain. Good stuff. Here he just shows he himself can be a legitimate running option inside the red zone as a dual threat quarterback. On this quarterback read option, he takes it for himself and he essentially walks in for a touchdown. Once again, this is another great example of him being involved as a design runner on this play, and most importantly, he gets out of bounds and avoids any serious contact. Inside the red zone, and once again he sees a matchup he likes. He has great ball placement on this throw, throws this where only his guy can make the catch on it, and gets a big touchdown throw right here. Good stuff. Here we see him roll out to the left on this play action, and this forces the defender to step up on him just because he has to respect his ability as a dual threat quarterback. And then after that, this forces the safety to step up and cover the flat route, and that ultimately leads to a blown coverage for his wide receiver down the sideline who was wide open, and he makes them pay, hits them for a wide open touchdown pass to completely seal the game away for Florida State. He definitely had a very good game in this one. Here, design rollout, and I just love how patient he stays here throughout the rep. Nothing is open, but he keeps moving his feet, keeping his eyes down the field until the last second where his man gets open along the sideline. Makes a good play, and really it's all thanks to his patience and just his improvisational skills on this one. Now here's another example of him needing to improve on these deep throws. Here they get zone coverage and he gets his wide receiver open on the crosser route. This is about 25 yards down the field from the opposite hash once again, and he cannot make the throw. He ends up sailing this pass, and it very well could have been an interception if the defensive back was a little bit more aware, but this is one area where he needs to improve on his game for sure. He has to be more consistent on these type of throws. Here we got FSU backed up 3rd and 12, down 10-7, and here Jordan Travis is going to get a little too aggressive for my liking, especially just given the situation being backed up. Duke run a cover 3 zone, and he tries to hit his wide receiver top of the screen for a first down, but when he throws his pass, it is late, and he really just puts his wide receiver in a bad situation with 3 defenders in the area. He tries to fit this in there, it gets tipped up and gets caught for an easy pick 6. This was a super risky throw, and he ends up paying for it. Really, he should have just thrown it underneath and had his offense punt the ball instead of giving up 6 points. But here we do see him improving on the deep ball on this rep. Similar type of throw he was unable to complete earlier, about 25 yards to the opposite hash, and this time he's able to connect. Great accuracy as well. Nothing crazy here, but I do love his mobility and just his overall ability to avoid sacks like we see on this one. The defensive end gets a free rush and he is able to escape that, and ultimately he just does the smart thing. He throws this to the turf. But little stuff like this can definitely be overlooked at times, because in the NFL this just makes a huge difference. It's a lot different being in a 2nd and 10 for your offense compared to being in a 2nd and 18 off of a sack. You always want to avoid negative plays when possible, and he does just that. Here's another great example of him just being able to avoid the sack, turns this into an incomplete pass. Like I said, I love this ability from my quarterback, and just in general, I do love his mobility as a player. So overall, Raider Nation, I do like what I saw from Jordan Travis on tape. He's definitely a very interesting prospect. I love his ability to move inside the pocket, and when he's moving, he keeps his eyes down the field. He's trying to punish you with his arm, not always relying on his legs, but at the same time, he can use his legs to get first downs. He can also get you big plays inside the red zone on those quarterback read options. On tape, he showed to be very accurate in the middle of the field. Really, the biggest issue I saw from him is his arm talent isn't really fully there, especially on those deep throws. He needs to be a lot more consistent on those. I also didn't see a lot of deep passes, big shots outside the numbers. So that's definitely a part of his game that he will need to improve on. I feel like he is a quarterback that is being slept on. He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of good traits to work from. To me, he's a very interesting quarterback that we could end up selecting, but the only issue I see with Jordan Travis is I feel like we need a quarterback right now, and I just really don't see him being a guy that can make a big impact in year 1, especially off of that very bad injury we saw. And even if he's able to recover fully from that by the start of the season, I still don't think he's a guy that's ready to start week 1. Ideally, I think this is a perfect type of quarterback where if he can sit under a veteran for about a year or so, let him develop more on his technique, on his deep ball. Also, I would like to see more examples of him reading and dissecting a defense at an elite level. I did see like a lot of 1-2 read type of progressions and quick throws from him. And currently I feel like he's being slept on as a quarterback prospect. NFL draft expert Mel Kiper Jr. ranked him as the 9th best quarterback in this year's draft class. I don't really see that either. I see him being a little bit higher than that. And Mel Kiper said purely off of his film grade, he expects him to be an early to mid day 3 quarterback prospect in the NFL draft, and very likely sees him being a backup early in his career. I mean, just given the circumstances, I still think we should try everything in our power to get a first round quarterback. But if we can't do that, I mean, this is another good alternative for us, especially with how valuable that quarterback position is. And just having a guy like that on your roster that maybe can develop into something special would definitely be a risk I'd be willing to take, especially in the later rounds. I mean, even if Jordan Travis is available in the 3rd round, I mean, I think you can definitely start considering whether or not you should draft him if you weren't able to get a quarterback earlier on in the draft. But Raider Nation, those are just my thoughts and opinions on Jordan Travis and his film. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, though. I definitely want to get your guys' take. Do you guys like him as a prospect overall? Do you think he could be a legitimate option for us moving forward? Let me know in that comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.